गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवारि सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ वज्र ओ ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बढ़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कभी कौबिद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपत दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मैली मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरण तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ करे कोई छूटहि बंधि महासुख होय। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होवे सिद्ध साकी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तने संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसो सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान। So we are in the 13th verse of chapter 2 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And Shri Krishna is now talking to Arjun. Now Shri Krishna and Arjun are Sakha and relatives also. But Arjun has established a relationship with Shri Krishna of a guru and a disciple. He clearly said, forget all that there is between us. I am your Shishya and you are my Guru, and now with that relationship in mind, please impart. I am lost in this world. I am unable to break the shackles of Maya. I am unable to see clearly, says Arjun. After so much of tapasya, after so much of penance, after so much, I feel as if I'm going to sink. All my effort is going to get wasted in spite of everything that I have done. In spite of being able to control Nidra also, I am not able to control the emotions of my heart. See, we can control everything. But what about our emotions? Mamta, Matsarya Bhav is very difficult to control. Rag, that is anger, it's very easy to control. Yes, you might say, how is it possible? But that is true. You can control, Dvesh, I would say, is very easy to control. Yes, but Rag, Dvesh is hatred. Hatred is easier to control as compared to attachment, as compared to Mamta, Matsarya, as compared to that feeling of, I am consciously not using the word love, because love is different and attachment is different, and what we share between our relations, our children, our parents, our friends is nothing but attachment. I'm sorry, but that is the reality. Love is divine, attachment is pretty lowly. So over here, Arjun is suffering from Rag. He's not suffering from Dvesh. Dvesh, he could curb. We saw in the initial chapters, initial verses. But Rag, he could not curb. When Dvesh was replaced by Rag, that is where Arjun started trembling. And Shri Krishna did not say anything for a very long time because Arjun was not in the state of mind to listen. And when now Arjuna is in the state of mind to listen, Sri Krishna is willing. And he is willing because Arjuna has accepted Krishna as a guru. You should never give unwanted advice. You should never give unwanted gyan. You should never open your mouth when the other person does not ask. Arjuna is empty. Arjuna feels that something can be learned from Krishna. Arjuna realizes that his knowledge is not complete. Arjuna realizes that there is something lacking in him which Sri Krishna can fill. And Sri Krishna over here is not trying to mellow down the realities of life. The biggest reality of life is death. And that is the thing we most fear and we least talk about. Why? Because we think it's a taboo. It is not natural. It is like there will be an end to our existence. Why is death feared? Because we think it will bring an end to our existence. हमारा अस्तित्व खत्म हो जाएगा. किंतु ऐसा नहीं है. That is not true. We were, we are, and we will remain before or after this body. We are not because of this body. This body has Chetna. This body has life because of us. Ramana Maharishi, when he saw his father lying lifeless, he was weeping and crying and lamenting. He said, "Oh my God, my father went, my father's dead, my father's dead." Somebody said, "It's not your father, it's his deha, it's his body." And then he said, "What is the difference between the body and my father? So this is not my father. What is gone is my father. What went away? Because everything is here. What is it that went away? And this body has become a body, it has become a shav, it is lying lifeless." इसे कहते हैं शमशान वैराग्य. And many people have it. When we lose somebody near or dear, we have that kind of a vairagya. But unlike Ramana Maharishi, we do not hold on to it. We do not question, Koham, who am I? Where have I come from? Is this body me? Is this thought me? Is this mind me? If it is not me, who is me? And Sri Krishna over here is addressing this very point. He is telling us the difference between a sharir and a shariri. Deha and dehadhari. Body and the one who dwells in it. I am the indweller. I dwell in this body. If this body dies, it does not mean that I die. And that is what he is emphasizing on. Because Arjun is lamenting. He is saying that I will kill so many people. My Dronacharya, my Bhishma Pitama, my cousins, my friends. And do you know why Arjun is looking up to Krishna over here? Because Arjun and Krishna are in the same situation. Krishna is here, but his Narayani Sena is with Kauravas, right? How can Krishna be so peaceful and sthir in spite of everybody he loves and all his near and dear ones standing across him on the battlefield? Arjun knows that there is something that Krishna knows that I do not know. We both are in the same situation, yet he is stable and sthit, and I am not. And Sri Krishna says over here, continuing his explanation, he says, Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तर न मुह्यति देहनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तर न मुह्यति. श्री कृष्ण says, देहधारी के इस मनुष्य शरीर में जैसे बालकपन, जवानी और वृद्ध अवस्था होती है, ऐसे ही दूसरे शरीर की प्राप्ति होती है. उस विषय में धीर मनुष्य मोहित नहीं होते. Simply he is saying, just like the witness or the indweller sees this body where he is dwelling move from childhood to youth to old age, yet does not experience any sorrow. He knows that there is a continuation and continuity is there. The existence has not been vanquished. In the same way, the indweller just moves from one body to another. Just like one changes clothes. Suppose your clothes get tattered, your clothes get dirty. You'll change them, right? You would not lament, oh my God, me the cloth. Nahi. It's just changing of clothes. It is just moving from childhood to adulthood to old age. In the same way, it is just moving from one body to another. And those people, those dheer gambhir people, those viveki people, those people who have the true knowledge, do not lament over this transition of the indweller, the shariri, or the dehadhari from one body to another. They do not get entrapped in delusion. Moha. Moha is delusion. ये सब जगत मोह माया है, right? It is delusion. So they do not get shattered, they do not get shaken by this delusion. Only the person who does not know this truth, who considers himself to be the body, who considers himself to be the mind, who considers himself to be the indriyas, who consider himself to be no other than this perishable, skeletal, covered with blood and flesh, fears death. But the one who knows never gets shaken. O Arjun, why are you so miserable? Think about it. And there is one more question. What is it that makes us believe that this body is ours? What is it that makes us believe that this is mine? Not only our body. We consider our children as mine, our husband as mine. The mineness in things and people makes us sorrowful. It increases our agony. Why? Because that mine is attached to it. ये मेरा शरीर है. इसको अगर कष्ट होगा तो मतलब कष्ट होगा. ये मेरा शरीर है हम बोलते हैं, पर we interpret it as ये मैं शरीर हूँ, मुझे कष्ट हो रहा है, मुझे दुख हो रहा है, मुझे दर्द हो रहा है, मेरे बच्चे को तकलीफ हो रही है. As if it is your sharir, it is your body, it is your child, who cares? How does it matter? But they don't realize that even this body of theirs or that body of their child is not theirs. Plus, the child is not the body and you are not the body either. We behave like mad people, isn't it? Have you ever observed or heard about people, certain mad people, they will go around collecting stones and putting it into their bag, collecting twigs, scattered paper, they'll put it into their bag, right? And if you come and try to take it away from them, your intention is to help them and clear up the dirt that they are collecting. But if you try to take it away from them, what will happen? They will shout and fight and cry. This is mine, don't take it away, it is precious. That madman does not understand that what is his? He collected something here, something there, which was scattered all around. It has no value. It is of no use. It was never his. Yet, because it has been collected, it is in his bag, he's saying, this is mine and don't take it away. In the same way, how is this body yours? Were we the one who made this body? Were we the one who decided that yes, in the womb we are going to grow like this? Were we the one? No. We have nothing to do. We have nothing to do with the process of making this body anywhere. And why do we then strongly believe that this is mine? Who says this is yours? The misconception, Sri Krishna is saying, first misconception is that this body is yours. Neither this body is you, as we read in the previous verse, nor this body is yours. You have been given this body to fulfill your vasanas and your unfinished work so that you evolve. You have been put in a situation, you've been put around people which are conducive to your evolution as a soul. So that you realize your soul. You're able to remove the dirt which is around it. There is no other reason. Everything that happens to you, every situation that comes your way is for your evolution. So that you are able to realize your Satchit Anand Swarup. It has been given to you to use, to uplift yourself for a while, and then if it is taken away, you should not lament. हमारा तो कुछ है ही नहीं, पर हम कुंडली मार के बैठ जाते हैं, राइट? ये मेरा घर, मेरे बच्चे, मेरा शरीर, मेरे पिता, मेरी चीजें, मेरी गाड़ी, blah 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 blah, mera, and then when this mera, which is never mera, has been taken away, look at the lament. Just like a mad man, we cry and howl and curse the very Creator because we do not know why. See, आदि मध्य अंत का ज्ञान नहीं है, मानते हैं हम, पर we know, right? We know, our scriptures are telling us, we have this experience in us that there is somebody inside us who has not changed. Somebody has witnessed myself growing. I have seen myself as a child. I have seen myself as an adult. I have seen myself as an older individual. I have observed these phases in my life. There is a witness who knows that change is happening. There is a witness who sees everything. And we all can feel this witness within us. Can't we? We can. From one birth to another. Yes, we do not remember what was our previous birth. We do not know what will be our next birth. We do not know how many bodies have we left in this journey? How many species have we visited? How many parents have we had? How many siblings have we left? Yet, because we do not remember, that does not mean that the transition has not happened. There is something in you which knows that something in me is changing. Until we have this false notion that I am changing, I am moving from childhood to adulthood to Vridhavastha. Oh my God, I am decaying and decomposing. I am nearing death. I am sad. I am happy. I am joyous. I am excited. I am depressed. I am shattered. I am at the top of the world. That many times we have taken birth. We left, the childhood died, and we took birth as adults. The adult died, we took birth as old. Old will die, we'll take birth as the next body. From happiness, when happiness died, when I was happy and suddenly I became sad, happiness died, sadness took over. When sadness died, excitement took over. When excitement died, something else took over. The change in our moods, the change in our age, the change around us. If we consider that change to be me, mine, then we are dying and taking birth every time. It is a continuous vicious cycle where we are dying and taking birth, dying and taking birth. So in a day, just imagine how many times do we die and take birth. In the morning I got up, I was very happy. Then something happened, it made me sad. And now it's me, the sad one. And then after a while, oh, I got a lovely surprise. That surprised me. So the happy me, the sad me died to give way to the surprised me. And so on and so forth. It is as simple as that, Sri Krishna says. Then why are you lamenting? Where is there an end in anybody's existence? But the foolish who thinks that that emotion is him, that body is him, the person who he loves is the body, considers the end to be the end of his own or her own or his own existence. It's very simple to understand. All Sri Krishna is trying to say is that the way we move from childhood to youth to old age, in the same way we change bodies. Now, why do we change bodies? Think of it. Why have we been given this body, this family, this surrounding, this situation? Because we had to learn from it. This was the conducive environment which was needed for my upliftment. And when this environment is no more conducive for me, whatever I had to learn from here has been learned. What are you supposed to do? Move on. And when you move on, what do? You drop this body, you take another body. That's it. Where is the way? Where is the reason to lament? And do you know why do we lament? Suppose nowadays there is a rampant fear, right, of COVID and COVID-related deaths. Sit down and analyze. Why is there fear? What do you fear? You fear the most is the death of your near and dear one. Why? Because if they go away, you are going to feel hurt. If they go away, you will become lonely. If they go away, you will miss them. So are you afraid that they will go away Or are you afraid that you will feel horrible about it? Think. We don't analyze this many a times. And the second reason is we feel we are indispensable. Right? If something happens to me, what will happen to my children? What will happen to my parents? Nobody in this world is indispensable. Life has a way of going on. The ones who perish are gradually forgotten. Yes. 1 महीना, 2 महीना, 3 महीना, 4 महीना. Everything becomes normal. Nobody is indispensable. And lamenting because you will get hurt is not the right thing. Would you hold on to your co-passenger in the train and say, no, you cannot leave. No, you cannot leave. We were supposed to do this journey together. Who told you you're supposed to do the journey together? His ticket was to a certain destination. Your ticket was to another destination. Sooner or later, you have to part. You have to get down. This is what it is all about. Life is but a journey. We meet people when it is needed, when what we have to learn has been learned, we part. Our children, our husband, our parents, they've all entered our lives to teach us something. You must have noticed amazing relationships falling apart. Why does that happen? Closest of brothers moving in their different directions and never meeting again. Why does that happen? And probably a person you do not know becomes everything to you and helps you in more ways than any blood relation could. Why does that happen? It was because you had to learn from that person. There was some give and take. When once the give and take is complete, finish, people part ways. While living, this happens, and it is the same thing. When that person's role in this body is done, he goes away to another body. We all know the story of Chitraketu and his son, right? He was lamenting over the loss of his son, and he wanted to call his son back. And of course, our gurus have these siddhis. They can easily bring back the soul which has departed. And they did. And the child got up. He looked around. And Chitraketu was so happy. He said, "Oh my God, my son, come. I'm so happy to have you back." The son was blank. The baby was blank. He said, "Who are you? Who are these people? Where am I? Why have you called me back? I don't know you. I am your son. I have had multiple fathers and mothers. I have had multiple of relationship. I have taken birth in multiple of species. I don't even remember which father, which mother you are. Let me go on with my journey." And when this was said by that baby who was so dear to him, and he was so dear to this baby, a vairagya developed, an understanding developed. The sooner we understand this very reality of life, the better it is. We will be more fearless. We will be more forgiving. We will be more loving. There is no other way. Whether we like it or not, this is the reality. And the people, the realized souls, the sthit and the dhir, they cannot be deluded by this false maya. See, in the dark, you will say that the pole is a ghost, right? And the rope is a snake. But when knowledge dawns, when the sun comes up, and it is all bright and clear, would you still say that the pole is a ghost? No, right? The pole is a pole. There is no ghost. And the rope is a rope. There is no snake. This kind of a fear, misconception happens only when there is ignorance. And Sri Krishna here is trying to drive that ignorance away. And darkness cannot be driven away by darkness. There has to be light. And Arjun is looking and watching with still tears in his eyes. Why? Because मुझे तो दुख होगा ना. Swarth, attachment. That is why I said it is easy to conquer Dvesh, impossible, if I may say very difficult to conquer Rag. Irsha, Trishna, क्रोध, सब पे आप विजय पा सकते हैं, पर ये जो मात्सर्य भाव होता है ना, दैट ममता, दैट मदरली लव, उस पे विजय पाना बहुत मुश्किल है, बहुत मुश्किल. But it is not impossible. It might seem impossible. With the dawn of this knowledge, we have to explain to ourselves the workings of this world and the universe. अकेले आए थे, अकेले जाएंगे. खाली हाथ आए थे, खाली हाथ जाएंगे. हम मिलते हैं, फिर बिछड़ते हैं. इसका दुख करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Just like one moves effortlessly from one mood to another, right? We do not lament, oh my God, my happy mood died. Oh my God, my sad mood died. Oh my God, now my just joyful mood died. No, we just transit from one mood to another effortlessly, from one age to another effortlessly, because we have a belief that my existence is intact. And when that kind of a transition is happening effortlessly, remember, transition from one body to another is also just like that. Be it your leaving your body or your near and dear ones leaving their body, the soul never dies. And the soul is not this perishable deha. इतनी सीधी सी बात है ना, इतनी आसान सी बात है ना, but you will say it is not that easy to understand. It is not that easy to accept. You might say, जब खुद पे बीतती है ना तब पता चलती है. ऐसा नहीं है. खुद को दृढ़ बनाइए. सोचिए. Sit alone. It is essential for all of us to spend time alone. Because when we are alone, we can think. Life is just passing by without our knowing. We are just being pushed from one direction to another, from one person to another, from one emotion to another. We have no control over it. The senses have become our master. Me, the dehadhari, the shariri, is the master of the deha and the sharir. I am the master of the body. But the body has become my master. The thoughts have become my master. So much so that I have been hypnotized to believe that this body is me, this thought is me, this mind is me. And when this body dies, I die. Arjun, Shri Krishna says, Galat. Jago. Socho. This verse is simply trying to tell us, don't get trapped by Maya. This is this Maya Jal. Maya Jal. when you're watching a movie, right? You know that movie is not real, isn't it? The characters have come. Even if the character has died, it is just a show. Huh? But when you're watching that movie, right, on the screen, why is it that you start weeping? Isn't it? We sit with, at least I sometimes sit with tissue and napkins, and when there is an emotional scene, I would cry, and when there is a joyous scene, I would laugh. For those 3 hours or 1.5, 2 hours, you become one with that movie. Right? You become connected. And those emotions which they are depicting, you feel those emotions in you. And when the movie is over, right? There are certain people who remain disturbed by the movie for a long duration because it has upheaval their emotions so much. And there are certain people who neither cry during the movie nor cry after the movie. Right? If you're watching a horror movie, certain people would just sit through it knowing that it's a movie, and certain people would scream and cry and yell, and for another 2 months they would not be able to use the bathroom alone. Hota hai na? Yes, because they forget the difference, the distinction between the reality and the non-reality. The real and the unreal is blurred. And when that difference between the real and the unreal gets blurred, that is when delusion happens. That is when upheavals happen. That is when the dheeraj is lost and Maya takes over. Dheeraj is stability, calmness, composure. That is when you lose your composure, isn't it? Till you know that this is me, the witness, and that is the situation, and you let your emotions or whatever, everything be at the outer level, knowing that whatever is happening is not happening to me. Whatever is happening is probably a battle between the ego and the expectation. I am just the witness. The minute you take this drishta bhav, khatam ho gaya maya ka khel. When you stop playing the game, you are liberated. Mukt ho gaye. And the one who knows that it is not me who is moving from childhood to youth to old age, it is the body. It is not me who is moving from mood to mood to mood. It is just my mind and its emotions. Will always remain stable. Will always remain calm. And for that one, there is no birth, no death. सोचिए, यही हकीकत है. This is the reality. And trust me, in spite of having this thought that nothing is real, I am the witness. Everybody in their bodies are a witness. We have our own journeys. My child has his own journey. I have my own journey. We have come together for a purpose. Want to become a better parent, a better child, a better friend, more forgiving? Because you know that everything is just a situation. Nobody is to be blamed. There won't be any personal hatred. There won't be any personal disappointments. And that person, that is liberation. That is just breaking the shackles of bondage. You are bound by your thoughts and your bodies. The minute you realize that you are not, you are the witness, everything around you is but a play. It is but a dream. It is but happening. My children are from me. They are not mine. That is liberation. And that one person sees everybody as divine. वहाँ भेदभाव खत्म हो जाता है. Mine and thine gets removed. You give in your best You forgive and forget. You never hold grudges. And you learn to love. You drop attachment and you love. You help that other person. Why do I use children? Because for any individual, their children are the most precious. You'll help that child to evolve without any personal expectation from him, knowing that he has his own journey. I have my own journey. He has not taken birth to fulfill my dreams. I have not taken birth to fulfill somebody else's dreams. We are all individuals in this great scheme of events called the world. Remember, I had heard this when I was expecting my first child. What if the soul that is entering your womb is a senior, older soul? He has come to you, come through you to fulfill a purpose. And when the child is born, and when you talk to him, you ridicule him. You treat him because of his deha, you start treating him. For all you know, he could be a more senior, evolved soul than you are. Yet, it was conducive for him to come through you because he wanted the situation. Won't your respect for your child grow? Won't you be thoughtful when you talk to your child? Won't you think that I am the all-knowing and you have to listen? No. He could be an old soul, a more wise soul. Just because his day is a child's day, that does not mean that you are right and he is wrong. With this one thought, our perspective of this world can change. One thought. Dehe yosmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhirastar na muhyati. Dhirastar na muhyati. Dhirastar na muhyati. Always remember, we have to leave our comfort zone. It is essential now to uncondition our minds. When we were born, we were neither a Hindu, Muslim or Sikh or Christian. We were just we. We were not the children of these particular parents. We were not belonging to this particular country. We had no knowledge of that kind. We were not a younger brother to this, a cousin to this. No. We were not from the state or anywhere. We were just we. And then the conditioning started. Maya's attack. She started lathering one layer of attachment to another, one layer of identity to another. The one that we were started becoming compartmentalized. We started forming boundaries around us. And we became small. We did not grow. With every year, we do not grow. With every year, we become smaller and smaller and smaller. Because we keep forgetting the expansive ability that we have. I am the world and I am the universe. Everything that is around me is nothing but mine. Is forgotten. And because of that, fear takes over. Break the fear of death. Break the fear of our limited existence. We are limitless. And that is real. That is real. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman. Shri Krishna गोविंद हरे मुरारी। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की। जय बोलो हनुमान की। बोलो बजरंग बली की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान।